Bum, bum, bum. Come on, people. Are we live yet? This is Pastor Lisa coming at you. Yo, good. Let me see some comments here. Yo, come on. We got some people now. That's what I'm talking about. Crystal Ruiz, what is up? Look, let me live on here too because I want to see the comments and see everybody that I'm looking at. All right. What's up, Celeste? Cynthia Lyon. What's up, Deborah Jean Martin? Rhiannon. Sis. You guys, I just want to hug y'all. What are you guys doing tonight? What's up, Jessica? Anissa. Girl, call me for real. Like, we got to talk. Amy. Yes. Deborah Jean. I'm just in here like, man, what are you guys wearing right now? I am like... My outfit right now is like a mullet for clothing. It is like business on top, party on the bottom. How are you guys doing at y'all's house? How are you guys doing? Speaking of mullet, Tiger King, let's talk about it. We haven't had a haircut in a long time, guys. Anybody else? Look at this. Tiger King would be jealous of my mullet. Jealous. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is so exciting. Bambi, hi. Hey, what's up? Oh, I miss you too, Cynthia. I miss you too. Elaine, come on. Amy, Natalie, I'm so excited. I'm so excited too. This is, you guys are actually in my dining room / office. I've got a studio over here in my living room. I am fortunate enough to have a keyboard in there and some microphones and some instruments in case we ever record. So that's pretty exciting. Let me turn this. I feel like I'm like crooked. You guys good with that? Let me bring you closer because I miss you. You're in your PJs. Come on, Miss Debbie. That's what I'm saying. A leopard robe. Oh, man. Look out. Ooh, Look out. She from the jungle. Look out. You guys, David Anthony Bart, you know. Cece, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's my girl right there. Cece, I miss you. You guys got a call, you know. Man, we really do miss you guys. We talk about it when we do Zoom meetings and pastors are together. We literally sit there and talk about how much we miss you guys. It's going to be super awkward. I want you to know when we're all back together again. And I'm just going to have you guys line up and I'm just going to like hug you for 10 uncomfortable minutes each. There's not enough time in the day to be able to make up for all this lost time. But I cannot wait to be back together again because it's going to be like the greatest day ever. It's going to be epic because we're just going to be so in love with everybody. Miss Melissa Levine, what's up? Erica Dubar, yes. Diana Trevino, come on. Jessica Ray serving. Come on. Denise, how you doing? Lollipop. How's my lollipop? Hey, girl, hey. Awesome, you guys. I love you guys. I miss you guys so much. So glad you guys joined us. Hey, let me tell you about a few things. Let me just make a few announcements while we're here in the beginning, and I'm going to close it out with it again as well. Easter, you guys know that we were having some big plans. We're having drive-in Easter. We are about to get rained out, so we made a really hard call. But we didn't want to miss you on that day either. So what we're doing, if you saw Pastor Bronson's video with all of the Easter fan bags that we have, that we're going to do a drive through Easter, okay? And we're going to be opened up at the church from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. You can just drive through and pick up your Easter bag. It's going to be very clean and very secured. Everything has been placed in the bag with care and, of course, with sanitary rules in place. But we want to get you your fan bags. We're going to do communion together during our service where we'll be streaming our service. You can tune in to our streaming service and we'll keep it on a loop. For you, but we want to do communion with you. So instead of doing a drive-in church, we're actually doing a drive-through church. We're going to give you time to make it there from 9 to 11 and we'll be having service streaming. So you're going to want to be sure, get your bag, do communion with us. Log on when you're ready at LTL.Church, Facebook Live, YouTube. When you're ready, get on there and do communion with us as a family. I don't think that it is an accident that we are going through all of this at the same time that we're celebrating Easter, that we're celebrating Holy Week. This is very, very exciting. Also, if you ordered merch online, you can pick it up on that day too. In the bag, you're going to find your communion. You're going to find an Easter egg hunt kit for your kids to do. We've got little icons that go inside the eggs. And yes, there'll be a little bit of candy to go inside the eggs as well. And it tells the Easter story for your children. So you can actually walk through the Easter story line by line on pieces of paper. Follow the little piece of paper and do it together as a family. It's an amazing thing. This is something that Pastor David wanted to do for the kids. We're behind you guys celebrating this as a family. So this is cool. Love you guys. Robert Fernandez, Jessica Ray. Yes, I see you guys. The merch is fire. Celeste is correct. Gospel Carrier is ridiculous. You get the t-shirt with the picture of Jesus on the back. Oh my goodness, it is crazy. This merch is sick. So you're going to want it. We've got long sleeve shirts. We've got short sleeve shirts. They're in black. They're in army green. It is on trend right now. You're going to have to get some of that and sport that. So when people ask you, what does that mean, Gospel Carrier? You're like, well, let me tell you about it. Come on in. Bring it in, son. All right. So let's talk about Holy Thursday. Holy Thursday is like Kristen said it right the other night on Tuesday. There was a lot going on. It should have been called Holy Thursday. Like, it is a lot. So I want to just kind of brief you on what's going on, and then I want to linger in an area real quick. So on Thursday, they were preparing for the Passover meal. Jesus had sent his disciples to the upper room to prepare for Passover, right? This is also the day that the Last Supper took place, and we know that the Last Supper includes Jesus washing his disciples' feet. It also includes communion, and then it also includes when Judas betrayed him by kissing him. Right? And Jesus was so cool. This is a side note. Jesus was so cool about it. He just said, you'll know the one who's betraying me by the one who dips his hand in. You're just like, what? Like, I don't know if I'd be that cool about it. I'd be like, you'll know the one that betrayed me when I throat punch him. Right? Let's not get violent. Okay? This is PG, folks. Right? I'm just saying that's why Jesus is Jesus, and he's working on me. All right. So a little bit about communion there. And then also we're going to go into Jesus praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. He was praying there to his Father. Just really beautiful stuff there. So let's just talk about this first part. When they were preparing for Passover, right? His disciples were preparing a place to meet with Jesus. His disciples were preparing a place to meet with Jesus. To commune with him, to be with him. There was a very special occasion. Jesus knew that his time was limited, and his words were going to be few and yet powerful and very important. These last things I want to tell you before all of this goes down. So it was important that they were together with him. It's important even now, and I'm just going to say this as well as a side note. It's important now that you're preparing a place to spend time with Jesus. It's important now more than ever that you're preparing this place, that we're not able to come together, and maybe the support doesn't feel the same when we're in close with our friends and when we're in close with our church people. That's why we're stressing that you get into groups so you can connect there with other people, that you're logging online, that you're checking out our page, where you're speaking life and receiving life into you. It's important that you stay connected with Jesus, okay? This of all times, when you're stuck in your house and you're bored, we can get a little bit idle or our minds can wander. I want you to not operate in condemnation. I want you to get back up and start right where you left off. And if there's problems that you're having, then you are absolutely just one text away, one message away from our church. Come on, we're a family. Let's do this together. The second thing that I want to talk about is Jesus washing the disciples' feet. And I remember Pastor said this one time in a sermon about washing feet. And he said it was less about washing the feet and more about what we do with the dirt on other people. And that is such a powerful statement, because we'll be talking about love for other people tonight. So, powerful statement. Do we expose people? Do we expose the dirt on them, or do we wash them? Do we cover them? Right? Do we edify them, lift them up, help them get back up? Can we do that for people right now? Can we do that? People in our lives are looking to us as Christians. They've been watching us. They didn't stop watching you because of COVID-19. They didn't stop watching you. They're especially watching you now. Their focus is on you and your reactions. They're watching your Facebook. They're seeing your comments on Instagram. They want to know, where is the hope? And let me tell you, this is for a purpose. It is going to be huge. This thing is bringing in a multitude of people. It is not coincidental, and these people are going to be looking to you for answers and for hope, and you get to wash the dirt off their feet and not point it out. That's not what our church is about. You know that. You guys are the ones that carry the legacy. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. They're sitting down and they're having they're about to have communion after the foot washing, and I love communion. I love communion. Let's just take the word communion. Communion is coming into union. It's co-union. Two people, right? It's also an invitation. Jesus saying, come into union, come into an agreement with what I've done for you. What did he say with the bread? He said, I'm going to break the bread. This is my body. Take, eat, right? Take this bread. He also said, take the cup and drink. This is the blood that I shed for you, right? That our sins would be washed away. It's an amazing thing that he did that for us. And I love the practicality of it. The importance was it was the bread, and that it was the grape. It was the fruit of the vine. Okay. Now I'm not saying modern day it would have been like a Popeye's chicken biscuit and grape Kool-Aid, but what I am saying is the significance at that table that happened when he was saying, come into union, do communion with me. What he was saying is, are you in agreement with me laying down my life for you? Are you in agreement? Can you receive what I'm giving to you, what is about to go down? Because he said, when you do this, remember me. Think of me again when you do this. And I remember being a little bit younger when the Passion first came out, and I had a friend who was new to Christ, and she drugged me to the movie The Passion. I don't know if you guys remember seeing that in a movie theater. I was going to wait, rent it, and watch it in my home so I could cry my face off all by myself in the privacy of my own home, But she asked me to go, and she was new, so I said, okay. And I remember at the point during the movie where Jesus is walking down with the cross on his back, and he's falling and he's stumbling, and I just remember my heart crying out, and my newness in the Lord, my heart cried out, and I was like, there's no way I would let that happen. There's no way I would just let that pass me by without fighting that, without stepping in and trying to help Jesus. There's no way I could let that pass by. And I remember God spoke just so sweetly and so clearly, and he said, but would you let me do it for you? Would you let me? It's not you're letting me die, you're allowing me to die for you, for my sins. He wanted to do that. And so taking communion is coming into union. It's coming to an agreement that we agree, that we take the sacrifice that Jesus made for us, that his body was broken and that his blood was shed. And by that, because we come to the cross there, we can move after the cross and help other people do the same. Can we receive it for ourselves today? That measure of love. It's a ridiculous amount of love, and you could say, I don't know, I just don't deserve it. Welcome to the club. You know what? 100% of people don't deserve that, and he gave it to us freely. He's asking if you'll take it, if you'll come into union with that love, right? And he talks a lot about love. Everything that he talks about, and this is my favorite thing about him, and I will always communicate this to people. He has nothing but love for you. I think that was an 80s song. I got nothing but love for you, baby. All right, moving on, okay? But he says this while he's doing communion with them. Come on, somebody. Yeah, y'all don't want this. Y'all don't want me to sing. A new command I give you guys. John 13:34 through 35. Now you have to understand the 12 disciples were deeply rooted in the Word of God. They knew what was going on in their culture. It was the 10 Commandments. So it is kind of like a showstopper when Jesus stops after he's doing communion with them, and he says, I'm going to give you a new commandment. I mean, that's like, you're going to add one? Like, you're going to, do we need another rock? Do we need another plate? Do we need, is Moses going to be cool with this? Jesus is saying, I'm going to give you a new commandment. And here it is in John 13:34. If you're taking notes, 13:34 through 35. This particular passage right here is out of the Passion Translation. I don't use it for everything, but I love the way it is written here. It says, "So I give you now a new commandment. Love each other just as much as I have loved you. For when you demonstrate the same love I have for you by loving one another, everyone will know that you are my true followers." You are my true followers when you demonstrate love for one another. Love, we have learned this in sermon series. Love is not an emotion. Love is not a feeling. Love is an action. Love is a verb. Love is doing, right? And you know that. If you're married, then you know that. You know what I'm saying? If someone says, "I love you," show me, don't tell me. Could you take out the trash, babe? That's what I'm saying. Right? It's also deeds, right? It's doing. And so when we have the love of Christ within us, we cannot contain that. That is something that comes out and it overflows and it shows up by doing for others. And that is loving one another. People are needing this right now. They're needing to see it. Let me just say this. I'm going to interject this real quick. Right here, I'm going to move on to 1 John 3:16, because John 3:16 isn't the only one. Read 1 John 3:16 in the NIV version. This is what I have. It says, "This is how we know what love is." This is how we know what love is that Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for each other. So I'm going to say this about loving each other. There are people out there right now that are working very diligently, and they're out there in the communities and they're helping our people. We're talking about the healthcare workers and we're talking about first responders, and they're putting their lives on the line. I'm going to say this. Thank you guys to every single one of you, because this literally, this verse right here, missionaries, pastors, people who are still in the mix of people, laying your life down. There's no greater love that another person has than to lay their life down for them. And that includes your schedule, that includes your hours, your own agenda. And right now, it actually includes you putting yourself at risk, helping other people. I just want to thank you guys for that. Man, I love you so much. What an admirable thing to do. And right here, you're living out the life of Christ. That is love demonstrated. So I want to thank you guys, right? The last thing that I want to say is that Jesus prayed. He went to the Garden of Gethsemane, and he was praying to his Father. Man, and this is a tough one. He was praying to his Father, and he said, "Father, let this cup pass from me." And this was a different cup. This was not communion. This was a different cup, and that is a major, major teaching, but it's a beautiful teaching. Let this cup pass from me. He knew what was coming, but he said, nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. He was resolute. We talked about that during the week. He was resolute. Pastor said it, that his face was set towards Jerusalem. Jesus knew what he was heading into, but he knew what he had to do. And he did it for you, and he did it for me, right? That we could come into union, that we could be in agreement with him and have everlasting life. We have a message. We have a gospel. We have good news to tell people, and people are ready to hear it. People are ready to hear it. And I hope you guys share tonight as you go on with your week, that you join us for Easter. Like I said, we're having an Easter drive-through if you missed it, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We've got washed out by the rain, and so we're still gonna do it. We're not doing a drive-in, but we're gonna do a drive-through. We're going to give you a care package. We're going to call it an Easter fam bag. Okay, inside your family bag, there's going to be communion, so you can join us for communion online at home. There's also going to be an Easter egg hunt kit for your kids to put together. You can hide the eggs for them, and then they can have the story told to them themselves as well. There's also going to be still a message from LTL Kids. It's going to come on at 3 o'clock. So be ready. Be sure that your kids are ready to see Pastor David and the team. They are going to bring it like they've been bringing it, but I think he's even got some extra special things for you guys planned. Guys, I cannot wait to see you guys Sunday. I'll be holding bags. If you don't know who I am, I'll be the one with the black mask on, looking like Mortal Kombat. Hey, I have a hood on and protecting myself from the rain. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Be sure that you're in contact. Be sure you stay connected. And if you feel like you're slipping in any way, make sure that you're getting in your word and you're getting together with your people. Now is not the time. Now is not the time to be alone and to isolate. Now is the time to get connected through your social media and to your people. And those of you guys who are killing the game, you guys start reaching out to people. Reach 10. Make sure that they're getting plugged in to live the life online and joining us every week. All right. You guys have a good night. Thank you, Miranda. It's really good seeing you guys. We'll see you later. Raymond and Christy, you are welcome. Debbie, that's right. Oh, okay. There it is on Front Street. Cynthia Lyon, good night. You guys have an awesome night. Love you so much.